Why, hello. You're listening to Questboard, a podcast where we make up random side quests. My name is Brandon.
And I'm Tiffany. And just so you know, we are not professional writers in any way, shape, or form. At least we don't claim to be. We just really like tabletop RPGs, and we do this for fun.
We may not be good at it, but at least we're having fun. That's what matters.
That's the important part.
Well, that's what we claim.
Yes. Well, I mean,
And
I'm having
hopefully
fun.
other
Are you
people
having
are
fun?
enjoying it as well. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I think, yeah, let's just find out what random side quests we got. You got dice?
I got him.
You got a number you want to guess?
I'm going to guess my number today is 13.
Ooh, lucky number 13. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
say it's 57.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well, you got the 7 part right. The number today is 7.
Wow. We're finally on the first page.
I know, that's exciting.
Okay. Exterminator needed.
Uh-oh.
There's a bunch of noise coming from the attic, like chains and moaning or something. Oh my god, we got another haunted house. It's probably those dang
Ghosts!
okay, it has a curse word, but
Oh.
it's probably those dang raccoons again. I would have my husband look into it, but the lazy oaf up and died on me.
Oh gosh.
Payment dependent on work done.
Is it the husband's ghost?
Okay, I think this implies that the husband died. Okay,
Oh my gosh.
I think this is one of our classics. We have to just have a total like left turn. This clearly implies that it's the husband's ghost.
Yeah.
But let's say it's not and just like have a complete left turn.
Okay.
Because I think
It's
one, that's a little bit too easy. And two, it'll
I
be
fully agree.
funnier if it's just something obscure or just something totally random.
No. It's a shopkeeper that this lady Karen'd out on.
I'm sorry, what?
So the lady requesting this, I'm assuming lady, because the husband up and died.
I mean, it could be a
Honestly, it could be
guy.
anyone. It could be anyone. This person went full Karen on someone, causing them to have an anxiety attack big enough to kill them. And they have come back to haunt the person, the poster. No?
I mean, that could be funny. It's just okay. A bunch of noise coming from the attic, like chains moaning or something.
I mean, that's totally a ghost. But what if it's
Okay,
not a ghost?
this might make it just end like right now.
That's it. Quest over. If you like
Is
listening. No.
no. What I'm about to say is one. We try to keep it clean, but this is adult topic. What happens if she
Uh-oh.
has like a son? Young,
They
but
have a
like,
child.
but it's just like if he like sneaks back in to the house because he's like out of money or something like that, and like lives up in the attic without ever telling her, kind of thing,
Okay.
just to live, and it's just he brought his girlfriend and they're having like BDSM sex.
I'd rather not go that direction.
No,
Personally, I'm
I
not
would
comfortable
just
with it.
that's why I'm saying like if that was the case, then it's like quest over. They just go up there and they see that and then quest over.
All right. So if you guys want to use this quest in your campaign,
Oh my
please
god,
don't.
no.
If you have that kind of campaign,
I
I'm
mean,
sure some bards would
it
be
would
totally
just be
into
a
it.
funny joke of just like, oh, it's a
Yeah.
son and all this and that and
I was thinking it could be the neighbor just trying to make their neighbor angry. Like they don't like this person, so they come over and keep them up all night.
okay, what if the I would say this is an elderly woman.
Okay.
What happens if she has like memory issues like dementia or something like that?
Oh, snap.
And she forgot that she is a slave trader?
Oh,
Or is that too dark?
that.
We're so
I
close to a previous like ghost episode. I didn't want to fully go
I
didn't want to
know. It's
fully
like
go
I
ghost.
want to go with it's not actually a ghost. Everyone thinks it's a ghost,
Yeah, that's
but
why I'm
it's
thinking like
not.
of some other just random obscure things that no one would expect.
Yeah. It's I don't want to go slaves. That's
Okay.
also uncomfortable with that one.
Okay. I was just thinking like chains moaning.
Yeah,
What
I
could
know.
that
It's like
also like possibly be? We're trying to not pick the low hanging fruit.
I know, but it's okay. So what? So maybe
Maybe it is a raccoon.
okay. Actually, you know what? It probably is just a raccoon. But
There's
what if
just
it's
some
like
chains and it's making a nest and it's pulling like the chains together to form like house the
yeah, they just
twigs.
store chains in their attic. That's normal. But
Her
Yeah, they have a
husband's a
lot of
butcher.
chains. Okay, yeah, there we go. And the chains are used for hanging up the
The meats.
carcasses
Yeah.
for process. I'm actually relatively okay with that because I am a meat eater.
No, I mean, raccoon could be our backup plan.
The backup of the back. What if it's
But
a
again, like
were-raccoon?
if we just make a raccoon, then it's just party goes up, sees that's a raccoon,
But
done.
what if it's a were-raccoon?
Mm,
Ooh, here's a fun thought. Maybe her husband was also a were-raccoon, and that's what the
that
chains were
it's
for.
his
He chained
second
himself.
wife. It's the were raccoon that's up there now is his second wife with his kids.
Oh man, that'd be weird.
Then it becomes a weird kind of like
Yeah, that
secret
gets
double
real
life.
awkward. I was thinking the meaning for the chains is that they used to chain him up during full moons.
How dangerous is a were raccoon? Come on.
Okay, how dangerous is an actual raccoon?
I just have to punt it and it's done.
And avoid the rabies.
I'm fine.
No, actual raccoons are pretty terrifying when they want to be. And
Yes,
they're
but
bigger than you think.
I feel like most men feels that they could take on a raccoon though.
Well, I'm not a man, but I definitely don't. I've seen them in person while I was
I think
walking
most
at
men would
freaking
just
like
would think
7
I could
a.m.
clearly punt it across the yard.
It was 7 a.m. I was trying to get into the backyard, and there was a raccoon on top of the fence, and we just had a standoff.
And that's enough to scare you.
I know raccoons. I used to live in a forest.
They're not that bad.
They can be, especially if they get rabies. Possums are nice. They just play dead, and they can't get rabies.
What
Anyway,
if
so
it's yeah, what if it's just a random
rant over.
hobo man living in the attic?
But he's a rare raccoon?
Now you're just fixated on were raccoons.
I am. I like the random hobo man idea because that actually has happened to people where like homeless people and or druggies have found their way into the walls or attic of this person's house and they're just living there unbeknownst to the person.
Oh yeah, I've heard of those stories.
Terrifying, but true.
But what? Just like I feel like whatever we choose that's not a ghost could easily be just finished after we
Just real
determine
quick,
what's in
one,
there,
two.
right?
Well, I mean, this could be another one of those really short quests.
Yes, but do you want this episode to be 10 minutes long?
Yeah, I was just thinking that we don't need it to be that short. So let's fluff it up a little bit more. What could be in the attic that
How?
would I'm sorry. We don't need to fluff it, but
Well,
we
it depends on
definitely
the
need
route we
interesting
choose.
content. So, okay, what if whatever they find up there leads to another possible quest slash story arc slash treasure hunt? I don't know.
How so?
I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah, I could tell.
Maybe they find a treasure map. That'd be weird for an
What?
attic. So you get up there, like, okay, what is up there? What actually is it? Just a hobo?
I don't know.
I kind of like the hobo route. It's like, who's in the attic? Oh, it's just a hobo. Well,
Okay.
get out. No.
Oh, oh, that no just got me. No.
So, okay, here's a
Okay,
fun thought.
hang on. Crazy hobo.
Mm-hmm.
Prospector style hobo.
Nice.
Saw horrors in the mines up in the mountains, and it's like eldritch horror kind of stuff.
Okay.
For some reason, chose this random attic to hide and cower in fear of the darkness or the dark creatures.
This was his childhood house, maybe. Like he
I
used to live here, but then they moved out and someone else moved in and he came back.
I don't know.
It's a possibility.
Well, it could have been like he just sold everything in like that. I need to get as much money as possible to get as much equipment as possible for the gold rush, and he's betting
Yeah.
his entire life.
And maybe
stakes
he
and
had
savings
hidden
on it.
something up here. He had hidden something in the attic that he needed to come back for, and he's been searching around for it because he can't remember exactly where he hid it. It was a long time ago.
No,
it's here,
I
he
was
knows.
thinking just like it's like that madness kind of thing where it's just like the sense of security in a closed building and like having everything, all the escapes closed off so nothing could get in, and he's cowering
Yeah.
in the corner, kind of like madness, PTSD kind of feeling. I'm going real Call of Cthulhu route right now.
Yeah, you are.
I think I saw like something that made me think of Call of Cthulhu recently. But like that kind of route where it's just like that's like that could explain the moaning or anything like that.
Hmm.
And you could still say that the woman's like husband is a butcher, so then there's a lot of like old chains that's in the attic, and him tossing, turning, or anything like that. You could hear the chains moving, and that could entice like the party if they want to hear him out to talk about like finding a gold vein in the mountains, but then like seeing this horrible dreaded evil.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know
I'm
why,
going.
but
You know what?
you're
Weapons.
making me think
No,
of the movie The Lighthouse.
I don't know it. But hang on.
Okay.
Sorry, real quick. We've always said that we don't want to restrict ourselves into a specific tabletop role playing game. But
Yeah,
we keep going back to fifth edition. What
because
if
it's
we
what we
just
know.
make this mission purely a Call of Cthulhu mission?
Okay. Okay.
I
So if
don't
you
know
play
the
Call
game
of
system
Cthulhu,
that well,
well, time to Google up Call of Cthulhu because I've never played either.
but it's the apocalypse system. It's like Monsters of the Week.
Okay.
Um, even you could probably even put this in Monster of the Week.
Yeah,
But
could also be.
let's get out the mindset of fantasy and actually do something like modern day. And actually, this will be a Call of Cthulhu or Monster of the Week game.
Okay.
Oh my god, we
So,
finally are moving away from D&D.
hey, we went to Seattle.
That was still in D&D though.
It
I think that actually helps it a lot.
really does. All right. So, sounds in the attic. The setting is noir.
Okay,
I don't know. That's
instead
the
of
theme. I
this
don't know.
being on a tavern quest board, it's actually a job posting on Craigslist.
There we go. Well, I don't know. Call of Cthulhu looks. I'm looking at pictures right now for those of you who are listening.
It's usually 1920s, 1930s.
Yeah. Was Craigslist around back then? I don't
No,
think so.
that it was just a joke because
Maybe
modern
this
day.
is. It's in the newspaper. It's an ad in the newspaper.
Add in a newspaper about just mysterious hauntings or like weird things or just rumor mill.
Yeah, it could be rumor mill. No, because like saying exterminator needed is like that's totally
True.
something that would be in just like the little side ads. Like people can post and be like babysitter needed. This is exterminator needed.
Okay, yeah, actually that works.
Yeah.
For both of those systems, Monster of the Week and Call of Cthulhu, that could work.
Yeah.
Look at us adapting.
Aw, finally, after how many
I
episodes?
can't remember. It
Oh,
all blurs together.
it does. And then there's me who constantly then forgets them and has to be reminded about things.
Yes. Okay. So,
So,
do we
side
do
note to
now that we have
listeners and stuff.
more of an option, do we want to
Okay.
do a cuz it still like has phrase like clearly ghost.
Yes.
So do we
Well,
do still do the hobo route where it like prospector going up to a mines, or do we want to do
could be
something
that.
else now?
Well, as I was saying earlier, this is kind of strongly reminding me of the movie The Lighthouse, which was referenced to me by a DM of mine in a different game. In that movie, there's this really good monologue of this guy just going insane and things like that. And I don't know, it just gave me that feeling. It's a black and white film.
Ooh, classic.
Uh-huh. I'm trying to remember who the lead actor in that was. I feel like it's someone that people know.
Well, if it's a black and white film, I don't know the actor.
Willem Dafoe.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, as I was saying, like, oh, it's probably I don't someone I don't know. Is because
Okay, never
usually
mind.
that I am
It came
involves.
out in 2019.
Oh wow, I was
It's
about to
not
say
old.
yeah, I was
I
about
thought
to
it was
say I
old.
associate black and white movies with something that's like 1930s, 1940s because that's when it was a normal back then. But then I remembered there was a great movie I absolutely love called Nebraska.
Hmm.
That entire movie is black and white, and it is a great movie. And that came out like mid 2010s ish.
Wow.
I can't remember when it came out, but it was a good movie that I really liked, and won
Yeah,
like
that's
Academy Awards and all that stuff.
it. That makes me laugh because there was a movie I absolutely used to love watching with my nana called Oklahoma, and it was an old black and white movie, I think.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, there's a song in it where they say Oklahoma, but they hold the O.
That's what I might remember.
Yeah, I don't feel like singing right now, but
I don't blame you. Okay.
anyway, I'm just flabbergasted by The Lighthouse being a 2019 movie. Um, anyway, it's
Back on
yeah,
track.
yeah.
Are we? I don't think we even decided. Are we still doing hobo?
I like the hobo route. It could be.
But do we
I
direct
mean,
hobo from hobo to mine shaft, or we could do like a cabin in the woods?
I
Uh,
kind of like the mineshaft route because if the hobo is rambling on and on about his treasure or the mines that he left behind that are full of treasures and things, that could prompt the party to be like, "Ooh, free stuff, let's go." You know?
okay, and it has to be nearby, especially when it has a sense of
Oh
like.
wait, I'm thinking D&D again.
I mean, I think no matter what system, people want money.
People want money, but also okay, if we're going Call of Cthulhu, gotta wrap my brain around that. They're playing investigators. So they need
Yeah,
to now investigate what has sent this guy to insanity. Like what did he see? Right?
yeah, and they're gonna investigate the horrors that he witnessed.
Right. They would want to go investigate the mine.
Yes.
So what Cthulhu-esque creatures in the mine?
I don't know Cthulhu based monsters that well. God, I should have my friend Tyler on. He loves Call of Cthulhu.
Here we go. Monster manual. Give
Oh,
me one
they actually have a
randomly.
monster manual.
Yeah, it's PDF. Oh, it's $40. Can we just find a list of some monsters I can throw in? Here we go. Here we go. Ooh, wait, what?
You
There's
don't know
something
the
I
game
don't
system that well.
know. Okay, so I see something on here named Shoggoth, and it's like that name is under Natural World, and then Mythos is the next column over, and it says 18-wheeler truck.
What? We need to actually like spend some time together, just like going through just different RPG systems.
Yeah.
Oh, we could have a book of a month club, but for like rules system for different games.
Last time I did that, it died after 2 books.
Yeah, but this one is just rules and just core systems
Yeah.
and just like an analytical approach to like how well it's built together, how it could possibly be a really interesting system.
Honestly, you could always just leave it up to the game master to
I
be
know.
like, insert random Cthulhian horror here. Preferably one that is like
I hopefully they
adjacent
could
level to the party.
hopefully they could like tweak things. I don't know compared to 5th edition, but let's have some kind of like theme or like special ability possibly that we could attach to the monster even though we don't know the rule set. And we could
Yeah.
just like craft something of our own if they want to
Possibly,
use it or if they just want to put in their own kind of monster.
I just found
It's
a
up to
picture of
them.
Shoggoth. It's disturbing. Honestly, all of these are disturbing. So,
It's Call of
tentacles.
Cthulhu. Of course it's
Definitely
disturbing.
tentacles. Everything has tentacles.
Yeah, that
Just
sounds about right.
everything.
Okay, let's have like a specific theme. Like what kind of like thing this creature would have or be able to do. Like
Okay.
would okay, let's say like tossing out there. Let's say this creature like like is in the form of maybe like insect swarms or anything like that.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so when they find the prospector in the attic, he like duct tapes and like has every like nick and cranny in the attic sealed off because he's worried that like bugs would start getting in.
All
Like that
right.
kind of phobia.
That's terrifying. I love it.
Is like like things we could make have the creature do or like aspects of that that gives this minor a PTSD that then they could show when the party encounters the minor to give forecast of like some of the things that this creature is capable of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Lore
I
through
don't.
storytelling.
Right. So we have a monster that is either able to send out a swarm or is the swarm.
Yes.
And
Which would be
this
very
man has.
odd to have in a mine shaft.
Yes. Yes, it would be. It could be either a swarm of insects or a swarm of darkness, like some sort of gaseous form, even.
Ooh. But then,
Eh.
what kind of PTSD would come from a gaseous or dark form?
Like
Like fear of the dark. So then, like
fear of the
the
air.
attic is very well lit.
Maybe, yeah, could
He
be
always
fear of the
has to
dark
have
too.
like
Don't let the darkness in.
yeah, okay. Actually, yeah, let's go with that darkness one where if he envelops you in his darkness, that's when he's able to like the creature is able to grab or interact or like
Restrain.
restrain
Ye
or anything like that. So then when they meet the prospector, he has several candles lit, several like
Yeah, the whole room is
lanterns,
lit, but
oil
every
lanterns or anything like
every
that.
nook and cranny is sealed off.
He doesn't want to be in darkness because then he'll feel like he's able to be grabbed.
Right. The thing can get you if there's no light.
Yeah, and that would show like that would actually give the party a weakness kind of thing, a weakness to light.
Yeah. Weakness well,
If
yeah,
they were paying
it is
attention.
weak to light.
Yeah.
So then they would have to have, like, all their flashlights? They would have flashlights. The
Zippo
picture
lighters,
well, the initial
lanterns.
Call of Cthulhu picture I looked up, they had flashlights.
Yeah, probably old fashioned flashlights. I think
Yeah.
flashlights were still a thing back in the 20s and 30s.
If you want your party to have flashlights,
Or
that would be helpful.
lanterns or anything like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Flashbangs would probably be helpful in this kind of
I
situation.
don't think flashbangs were. Well, they could have. Now I'm trying to think. When was flashbangs invented?
No idea.
I'm not sure. Also, it has to be within like commercial availability because if these are just investigators, even as cops, I don't think cops
Yeah.
would have access to flashbangs or especially
Definitely no.
detectives or investigators. Okay, is there anything else to add? Because so
Hmm.
one, what is the old woman's name? We've
Oh,
been
right.
doing this entire thing without a name.
Her name is Tanya.
Tanya. Just
Hmm.
what's the last name?
Well, the last name attached to this one is Cardenas, which Tanya is a more Russian name, and that is a more Hispanic last name. But I mean, her husband could have been Hispanic, so
Yes, this is set in California.
okay. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Tanya Cardenas.
Tanya Cardenas. Okay, what is the hobo's name?
The hobo's name is Wade.
Old man Wade.
Old man Wade.
Uh, so Tanya posts on the newspaper about exterminator needed because she thinks it's just raccoons.
Hmm.
The investigators, but then like what prompts the people, the party of investigators is these like the moaning and a bunch of noises, moaning and chains and all that stuff. They think it's a paranormal thing, so they go in to investigate it.
Hmm.
And then when they do, they find old man Wade to be in the attic with a bunch of lights or anything like that, which is a complete left turn. They're gonna be disappointed, but then they
Hmm.
would possibly hear from the old man Wade like some mutterings or anything like that to refer to like being afraid of the dark or it's going to capture like grab you in the dark.
I have another bit of lore to add to this creature.
Okay.
If you know about it, it comes after you.
Okay, isn't that a false Hydra in D&D?
I don't know. I just came up with that because, like, why else would they care about this thing that's coming after the hobo?
Well, if they're paranormal investigators, like, and they
Okay.
need to like drew them into investigating was the possibility of a ghost in an attic or a ghost in a home.
Okay. Okay.
If
Yeah,
that,
good point.
if they're intrigued enough to go after that, to then be disappointed by it's just a hobo, they would possibly be intrigued once they hear the hobos ranting about a fear of the darkness and some creature that lies within it.
Okay. I get you on that. Counter question. Why is
Yes.
it coming after the hobo?
I think it was dwelling or maybe like resting or
Hibernating.
yes, thank you. In the mountains and he woke it through his mining and
Okay.
he accidentally maybe got into a cavern that it was resting in and that's where it discovered the gold vein was it's a part of the cavern that that creature was sleeping in
Okay. And maybe it's
or
mad because
trapped
he
in.
stole part of its home.
It could be resting in or was trapped in that cavern. Because
Ooh, that's a
maybe
fun
like
twist.
it's a dark entity that could only they can't go through matter or anything like that.
Right. It can only squeeze in through nooks and crannies.
Yes, because it's a gaseous form itself, and that's why it was trapped in there.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's just like okay, if they find out, like it's either the creature gets out of the cave now that it has a way out,
Mm-hmm.
or it stays there. What do you think?
I want to say it gets out because then it has a chance of coming after the hobo and or the party at any time.
Okay. And it could actually be Okay, this could be a situation where the party. I keep saying party. I don't know what the group is called for Call of Cthulhu. Um, the investigators don't have to go into the mines. Then it could be where that stumbles across, and then that triggers the like in-game flag, where then there are reports or like random incidences of people like being felt like they were enveloped in darkness and then grabbed and held or anything like that,
Yeah.
and then they become blind, and then it shows like signs of like things are happening, and it sounds like this prospector Wade was the cause of it.
Okay. Okay. I'm liking this.
Okay, do you want to come up with some random incidents?
Um,
I can't for say sure like how we would come. I wouldn't say we come up with like the quote unquote final fight or anything like that because I don't know the game system that well.
I know this is rough when we don't know the game system. This is why everything's D&D with us.
Yes, but I think we are fine with just these random incidences or just backstory stuff.
So just like people going missing.
Either missing, torn apart, or they got away. Like
Okay.
it could be a situation where it's just like there could be an incident where it's just like a couple walking down the street where if this is the 1920s or 1930s, it's a man and woman couple,
Yeah.
um, where it would be like they both get enveloped in darkness and one of them gets killed next to the other and the other survives, and then they recant a tale of just like being unable to see anything, and you just like hearing their partner getting torn up or killed or anything like that.
Oh, sorry. Just imagine the sound effects for that one.
Yeah, well, Call of Cthulhu is very dark.
I know. I just remembered a scene I saw on a show. It was about Foley artists, and they were, I think, ripping apart a watermelon to create sound effects of a person being ripped apart.
Ooh. You know, I do
Yeah.
find videos where they like show professional sound effects makers
Foley
really
artists.
interesting, where you find out like what is really the sound behind some movie sound effects.
Some of them are fantastic. Like they use anything and everything they can to get the sound perfect.
Oh yeah. I think it would be really interesting to get a job like that, but I think
It would be so much
it's
fun.
extremely hard
I can imagine.
to get like I feel like you have to go through apprenticeship for that. And then
Don't
all the
know.
movies go to like a select few people, so you can't really start your own.
It'd be rough.
Anyways, yeah, that was my idea of a possible incident to happen so that there's one, a killing, and two, someone alive to describe what happened.
And there can just be like reports of unnatural darkness seen in corners and or just around town.
Yeah, there could be that. But it could be just reports or just like if they got lucky about talking to random people. Because it could
Yeah.
be just like, I don't think like seeing just this weird darkness in like an alleyway or something like that. I won't report that to the police. But then
Well,
maybe
that
that would stick to their mind of just like, huh, that's weird. And then
yeah,
you
it's
just
like
remembered when someone talks about, you know, actually, yeah, the last night I just saw this random thing that's like
I was just gonna say
unusually
that.
dark.
Just if it's someone who hasn't actually had an incident, but they're questioning them, like, have you seen any extra darkness or anything that could be unexplained? And they're like, you know what? I actually have.
Yeah, I think in the moment, a normal person would shrug that off. But
Right.
if it was brought up, he's like, but it will be enough that's like it kind of sticks to the brain
Hmm.
if someone asks about it.
Yeah. There could also be like that darkness could just be hanging out around town and the investigators themselves could notice it. Be walking
True.
along, be like, wait a sec, that alleyway is a little bit too dark
Oh, you
for the
know,
time of day it is.
this could be cliched, but the usual, sorry, farm animals, but the standard like a bunch of
Oh yeah.
cows getting killed. That's a steeple
Yes.
for a monster like out and about.
Yes. Herds getting slaughtered
Where
and
like a farmer could just talk about like yeah like last night, even though it was like full moon or anything, it was unusually dark over the pasture, and then the next morning they were all killed, they were all dead.
I'd be like, I went outside because I heard all the sheep's baying and I couldn't see a thing no matter how high I held my torch. Something like that.
I want to hear more of that amazing accent.
Oh, you want to talk some more? We can talk some more. I can talk all day.
That's the old prospector voice, but the
And that's the voice of
prospector
the
is
crazy guy.
is brothers with the farmer. Okay,
I gotta keep the shadows out. They're coming in.
perfect.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
but yeah, that is a cliche you could easily use.
Oh yeah. So
That's
just
easily like every movie is just like the monsters in town is when a bunch of cows turn up dead,
yes.
mutilated, and all this and that. And I don't know why that's like the cliche for that kind of stuff, but yes.
I just found a page from a Call of Cthulhu bestiary because I've been trying to find something shadow related. So far, unsuccessful, but I did find one called Beehole.
I okay, you just found my new favorite monster of all
I will
time.
s- I will send this to you later. It looks like a worm thing, and it's just got a big round mouth, and one of them is spewing something.
It looks like it has a beehole for a mouth.
Kind of. It could be
Uh,
pronounced bowl. It's Bhole.
Behole.
Bowl. Just
Behole.
kind of like gloss over the. I don't know, but it's totally a beehole.
That's that's amazing. I wonder
Okay.
if H.P. Lovecraft made that monster specifically.
I don't know.
Okay. I think we have pretty much an established thing
Yeah.
in a non D&D environment, which is a
Yes.
first.
That's
Uh,
amazing.
quick rundown: job posting about exterminator needed in the newspaper
Hmm.
to go to Tiana,
Tanya.
Tanya. Tanya's home, where they find Wade in the attic, completely afraid of the dark.
Yep. Just completely surrounded by candles and every other
Any source
lighting.
of light you want to put in
Any.
there, um, muttering all this and that, which could lead to intrigue to the investigators, in which then, when possibly preparing to go to the mountains, that they hear about a bunch of cattle being that was killed.
How about if like it escaped the mines? When they do go investigate the mines, they just find it empty, but there is a large cavern with claw marks and stuff on the walls.
Okay, I think either or. If you want them to go up to the mountains or not. If you want to stop them, then you could possibly stop them with the farm cows being killed
Yeah.
as a sign of it's now moved into the city.
I mean, if they go up and investigate and then be like, "Oh my gosh, it escaped,"
Yeah,
so
I
then they go
think
back to the city.
I think there's two ways to do it, depending on how you want this narrative to tell. I think
Yeah.
both are good signs of to show that is now in the city and is in danger to the people.
Yes.
In which then you could have random bystanders noticing unusual darkness in alleyways or in areas like that. Um, Random people being harmed, mutilated, or possibly just grabbed
Hmm.
uh, or
Might
blinded.
even might even find somebody with like a handprint on their arm.
Yeah, like a bruising or anything like
Yes.
that. Um, have the monster avoid lighted areas, or anything like
Hmm.
that.
It lives in the shadows.
Yeah, I feel like the monster would be okay under red light, though.
Hmm. I would say light of any kind.
Yeah, but red light is very, very much dark, but you could still see.
That might be a way to finally see its actual form. It's like it feels okay existing in red light, and then you can actually see it at that point.
Hmm,
Otherwise, you just always catch either like eye shine in the shadows or just a brief glimpse of it dashing somewhere.
that is interesting. Then what do you think will happen under UV light? I don't think they have
Uh,
access to UV light during the time period, but I'm
no.
just
I
curious.
feel like it would burn it like a vampire standing in sunlight.
Hmm. Oh, during the daytime, it's down in the sewers.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely in the
You
sewers during
just
the day.
reminded us, like, oh, what does it do during the day? Okay,
Yeah, it
it
hangs
goes
out in
down
the
the sewers.
darkest depths.
Yeah, and then they could hunt it during the nighttime on ground, above ground, or down in the sewers during the daytime.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think that is actually a solid quest that's in Monster of the Week or Call of Cthulhu.
I want to run this one now.
Yeah, we just need to learn how to play it.
I mean, I know how Monster of the Week works.
Yeah, and I think this could easily work for that.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, if you enjoyed this one and finally enjoy one that's not in D&D or not even a fantasy one, let us know how you like it. If your party went through it or investigators went through it, let us know on Twitter at QuestBoardPod. Or if you have one of your own that could be phrased in a way to do a non-fantasy one. let us know on Twitter at QuestBoardPod. And with that, I wish you all a good night.
And happy questing!
And don't be afraid of the dark.